Karma in the fight game, just like in any sport, is an invisible force that doesn't care about logic. It doesn't follow rules, it doesn't play favorites, and half the time it hits harder than any punch in the cage. And more often than not, it comes for those fighters who cross the line, the ones who bought too much into their own hype. Today we're looking at the moments when cocky fighters paid the price, the instant humblings, the brutal wake-up calls, the beautiful, undeniable justice that only fighting can deliver. So sit back, relax, and get ready to feel that pure, unfiltered satisfaction. Let's get into it. Respect between fighters during a bout is an unspoken gentleman's code, and one of its very first rules is the handshake at the start of the fight. And for those who choose to ignore this tradition, karma can be brutally unforgiving. In 2019, One Championship hosted a clash between two dangerous heavyweights, Australia's Andre the Giant Munier and Brazil's Anderson Silva. No, not that Silva.
Oh, I wish. I can't wait.
Not the spider?
Come to my house, to my barbecue,
The barbecue.
man. Why?
Okay, here's the thing. I didn't think it was a sincere offer. If I knew I was really invited...
Of course.
Not even close. In mixed martial arts, Silva had a pretty modest resume, holding a record of 3-2. Munier's record was even more humble. One fight, one loss, knocked out in the first round. But none of that mattered here. They were meeting in the One Championship ring under kickboxing rules, a discipline where both men were far more experienced. Munier tried to play the surprise card. He extended his hand as a sign of respect and instantly threw a punch. That's how he opened the fight. Silva had to backpedal toward the ropes under the sudden pressure, but the moment didn't end in a knockout. The two heavyweights started trading wild shots in the center of the cage, and it was clear a finish was only a matter of time. When Munier launched into one of his reckless attacks, Silva unleashed a wide, powerful counter that ended the fight on the spot. The Australian crashed onto the canvas completely shut off. That's how he paid for his disrespectful stunt in the opening seconds. Munier took a long time to recover, earned a wave of hate for the fake handshake trick, and never stepped into a ring or cage again under any rule set. Anderson Silva, meanwhile, though he never reached the heights of his famous namesake, kept competing and continues to fire off performances in the kickboxing ring to this day. We present to you one of the most satisfying moments in mixed martial arts. This guy's name is Joe Harding, and he's basically the discount version of Michael Venom Page. His clowning and goofy movements annoyed the crowd the entire fight. But despite all that, he actually looked better than his opponent, and it seemed like we were in for another half hour of the kid with the mohawk getting battered. The budget MVP kept showboating more and more, dripping disrespect all over the cage. And to be fair, he was winning. 2 rounds in this style, and it looked like the final stretch would go exactly the same way. Everyone expected this wannabe dancer to cruise to a decision, but nobody expected what happened next. Harding got so wrapped up in showing off, trying to impress the crowd not with his fighting skills but with his swag, that he forgot he was in the middle of an actual fight. A brutal high kick landed flush on Joe's unprotected face and gave us one of the most viral moments in MMA history. The main lesson was learned. If you love dancing that much, be ready for fate to kick back. They say the calm ones are the scariest because they're in full control of themselves, but clearly, nobody passed that memo to this cocky rat. This cocky tattooed guy is Julian Wallace, who came in to fight Ben Nguyen like a movie supervillain as he was covered in tattoos, mean-mugging everyone, and radiating fake tough guy energy. Nguyen saw straight through the act. He brushed it off with a confident smirk because deep down, he already knew who the real alpha was. Once the cage door shut, Nguyen unleashed a masterclass in humiliation, dismantling Wallace with a knockout so savage, it felt like the universe itself decided to teach him a lesson. And here's an example of disrespect inside the ring itself. From the very start, these two guys were showing their kickboxing spirit. They were trading blow for blow, neither willing to back down. Their slicing kicks and knee strikes were sparking across the ring, and the fire of their clash only kept growing. The guy in the red shorts was struggling more and more to keep his emotions in check, and he started to lose his composure. His opponent looked sharper and seemed to be taking over the fight. He was landing harder, being more aggressive, and throwing more effective strikes. The guy in red felt the fight slipping out of his gloves. And out of frustration, he began making faces, intentionally trying to annoy his opponent. threw himself into wild power shots.
His own combinations. Too quick and clever for that.
Even landed a dirty, illegal strike.
Hard kick to the, that wasn't on purpose.
And started playing to the crowd.
Jumping knee, hard leg kick.
At one point, his clowning reached total absurdity. His arrogance made him forget about defense, and he paid for it instantly. He learned the hard way that wasting energy on showboating is a terrible idea when you're already losing the fight.
Absolutely done. You don't throw your hands without his power. He jumped on his belly. He's absolutely lightning correct. Right hand, bang, bang, bang.
The 2012 heavyweight clash between Vitaly Klitschko and Derek Chisora was absolute chaos, and it started before the first bell even rang.
And this is the best time for me to whoop your ass before you become the Ukraine president, because I know that's what you're trying to do right now. So I need to whoop your ass before you become the president, because when you become a president or whatever, the prime minister, whatever, you are going down in the 8th round.
Chisora was full of arrogance heading into the bout and decided to slap the calm and composed Klitschko during the pre-fight events. He even went as far as spitting out water on him, which was a dirty rat act that was about to be punished. Inside the ring, Klitschko let his fists do the talking, because apparently slapping doesn't count as a fighting strategy. Round after round, he methodically dismantled the cocky challenger, showing that power and precision beat theatrics every time. Chisora's bravado was like a balloon full of hot air and ready to pop any time. Even when Chisora tried to land some shots, Klitschko was in complete control. After 12 rounds of a brutal beatdown, Klitschko defended his belt with authority, winning a unanimous decision, while Chisora was left nursing the sting of his own disrespect and probably reconsidering that slap idea. Let's jump back to mixed martial arts for a moment. 12 years ago, in the Rogue Fights promotion, we got one of the most meme-worthy and hilarious knockouts of all time. This bald guy rushed forward but quickly ate a reality check overhand, after which he decided to play to the crowd, and instantly regretted it, the fastest karmic punishment imaginable. Now let's talk about a case where the dirty move and the karmic payback swapped places. At the EFC 98 event, two fighters met. Their names wouldn't mean anything to you, so we'll just call them by the colors of their gloves, red and blue. The flow of the fight immediately showed the difference in their skill levels. Blue was clearly the better striker, outlanding red
there's that kick again.
And systematically destroying his opponent's head.
Halfway through round. I think it was the fact that he says, this guy's got no power and he can take whatever he's got. And he was just saying, I told you so.
Here, and look at some of the damage, Simon, that...
And Mboui's kind of telegraphing his entry. It's a good left. Not much follow. He was thinking about the leg. He was protecting his league leg, and he's reaching with that over.
He wasn't rushing anywhere and chose to pick up the pace only in the third round.
He has something left against this young, fast Matumi.
Blue cracked Red's skull, dropped him to the canvas, and finished him on the ground to secure a third-round stoppage. However, the most interesting part began after the fight was over. Blue walked over to confront Red's corner, and the exchange got heated fast.
For Jakarta, we have a new champion, a new heavyweight champion.
Red saw what was happening and decided to sucker punch the man who had already knocked him out. But he really shouldn't have done that, even from behind. He couldn't even wobble the guy who beat him. In the end, if at first you could sympathize with Red for getting brutally knocked out, after this stunt many people thought he deserved it.
Officials, he hits him from behind. Exactly what happened there. And then here comes Van Damme.
Sucker punches him from behind. I didn't see that.
Manel Kape is one of those fighters whose cockiness is almost a study in itself. He is a perfect example of what happens when swagger meets someone who actually knows what they're doing. In 2017, during the Risen Bantamweight World Grand Prix semifinals, Cape came out guns blazing, trash-talking Kyoji Horiguchi and swearing he would take him out. He threatened and probably thought he could win with sheer attitude alone. Horiguchi, of course, wasn't impressed. He saved his talking for the part that actually mattered, the fight itself. From the opening bell, Horiguchi started cracking Cape repeatedly, landing clean shots and showing him exactly why words won't win fights. But every time Horiguchi rocked him, Cape just had to showboat a little more, acting cocky like he was still in the highlight reel of his own imagination. It was almost comical, like watching a puppy growl at a lion and think it's scary. The first 2 rounds were basically Horiguchi schooling Cape, while the cocky Angolan tried every dumb stunt in the book, none of which worked. In round 3, Horiguchi decided the circus had gone on long enough. He secured a takedown, locked in an arm triangle choke, and ended it cleanly. Cape's ego got pinned along with him, proving once again that skill always beats swagger up. This giant stepped in to destroy his opponent with his bare fists. A 6-foot-tall giant with long arms was extremely confident, especially since his opponent was a full head shorter and had taken the fight on short notice. The tall guy, nicknamed IZ, showed his dominance right from the start and tried to taunt his opponent. And by the end of the first round, he almost scored a beautiful knockout. After that, his arrogance shot straight into the sky. He kept his hands down, showing massive disrespect for his opponent's skills, not even protecting his chin, and that became his biggest mistake. A brutal knockout, and the tall guy drops cold. Pure catharsis. The crowd explodes. Karma in all its glory. This bald savage allowed himself to commit one of the ugliest and dirtiest acts in the fighting world. Kyle McElroy is definitely not the nicest gentleman, but giving a slap to your opponent at the stare down is a very low move. It took Jay Jackson a lot of effort to keep his cool, but he did it.
Fireworks begin before they tell the lie.
And decided to answer in the ring. Jackson didn't rush forward right away. He stayed composed. He chose to stay cold-blooded and break his opponent down step by step.
Another fully landing. McElroy gets to the inside.
Seen everything very well. He's pulling back just enough to get out of the way.
The desire for payback helped Jackson stay sharp and precise. He stung and landed, with every exchange damaging McElroy's face more and more. After sending his opponent to a knockdown, Jackson didn't rush in to finish. Instead, he solidified his success and dropped him again. This continued for all 3 rounds.
Jackson straight right hand. Better sequence from Jackson. Jackson now coming forward. Jackson to the inside. Trying to come forward. Jackson to the inside right hand.
Might be a little bit different. He might slow down, but there's some powerful shots being thrown. You saw right hand, good left, and just committed well. Man, I'm impressed.
Now in the right hand, left hand.
Came in, landed a right hand to the body.
And by the end, Jackson had beaten McElroy's face so badly that he couldn't even continue. The slap was avenged, and karma gave the rude man exactly what he deserved.
Pace is slowed down considerably here in round 3. Jackson now opening up big shots knocked down.
O, aż ja się przeraziłem, mordo.
Now we'll tell you about another small incident of disrespect. It happened in Poland, in the High League promotion where Konrad Karwat faced Mateusz Lesniak, also known as Tarzan. This guy decided to show why he got that nickname right at the stare down. His opponent was confused, of course, but didn't respond with rudeness. Maybe Tarzan didn't have bad breath. When the fight started, Karwat remembered that incident. From the very first seconds, he began hunting for his opponent's legs. And on the very first attempt, he secured his trophy. A takedown, a throw, and for the next few minutes, Karwat held Lesniak tightly on the ground.
Tam siatki podczas tego. Dziwo może dzięki temu było nawet łatwiej Konradowi, że nie walczy z
Pełnej siły.
Na razie Tarzan stara się kleić.
Spokój, to jest bardzo istotne, tym bardziej w pierwszej rundzie.
Ale nie wiem, czy akurat to umie, bo to trzeba byłoby związać 2 nogami nogę
jest.
przeciwnika.
Jest stał.
Wraca, walczył Tarzan.
Dobra przednia ręka, dobry prawy hak.
Się z Filipem Ćwiekiem.
He dominantly took the first round, but that wasn't enough. The gestalt wasn't closed yet.
No i zastopował tym atakiem jest.
O, prawy prosty, obrona jednej nogi, no właśnie.
In the second round, after another short striking dance, Karwat once again changed levels, and this time completely snapped.
Będzie obijał swojego rywala
Sędzia będzie też przypominał o A wydaje mi się, że to już Karvat nie powinien tego wypuścić. Kilogramy czuć.
Brutal ground and pound and a dominant finish. As they say, the one who screams last screams best.
To, czego nie chciał Konrad Karvat, a mimo to zgodził się na pojedynek i...
O rodzaju takiego zawodnika z innymi predyspozycjami fizycznymi.
The next case took place in the Serbian promotion Fight Nation. Two dangerous middleweights, Bakočević and Barrio, were running it back a couple of years after their first fight. Vaso Bakočević is a seasoned veteran with almost 15 years in the game. He's fought all over Europe, became champion in 2 different leagues, even made it to Bellator where he faced Andrei Koreshkov. He's tried boxing, bare knuckle, everything. The fight against Barrio was his 68th appearance as a pro. Barrio's experience was way smaller, just 10 professional bouts, but almost all of them ended early. The Serbian crowd passionately supported the Montenegrin Bakočević.
Vaso Bakočević!
And booed the Croatian Barrio.
He scaled 74.8 kilos.
On top of that, Vaso was fired up to avenge that loss from 2 years earlier. In 2021, their fight ended with a first-round guillotine from Barrio.
Ozlijedio se Vaso, lijevo koljeno. Je.
Nešto trenutačno to da mu se možda vratilo.
Onako, evo ga, da vidimo kako ovo izgleda. Je li ovo gotovo? Gotovo je.
Zaspao je zla.
Zaspao je Vaso, uspavao ga. Molimo borce.
Fueled by the home crowd, Vaso came in aggressive, but his competitive fire quickly turned into flat-out dirty behavior. Bakočević is a pure striker and knockout artist, while Barrio focused on wrestling.
Now, Bakočević throws.
Bakočević immediately started clowning around and making faces.
Barrio, trap the arms, bring his man down. Then over the week, Bakočević evened up. Throws from the hip, up goes the high kick.
Throwing illegal groin shots.
Mario was McGregor's wrestling coach, right? Nearly made the Olympics. The guy's legit.
Yeah. Locking him down and choking him out. And Bakočević being spoken to by the referee.
And even pulling off some downright dirty stuff like elbowing the back of the head. That was his way of dealing with the fact that he had nothing to offer against Barrio's wrestling.
Things from the ref about Bakočević keeping the action onside. You can see here the elbows, right? That 12-6 and potentially also to the back of the head. There was a warning from the ref.
In the second round, Bakočević kept the same reckless attitude.
Bomb there from Bakočević, and he throws a shot, and he hurt.
And when he got pressed against the fence again, he pulled off a really bizarre move, which earned him his first warning from the ref. And just a couple of minutes later, he got punished again, this time for illegal knees.
It's lovely theatre. Oh, and there goes the headbutt. And he's doing it on purpose here to bait the crowd. The referee now having to have another word. And you've got to give it to the referee's patience. It's a point deduction again.
Barrio got tired of the disrespect and decided to end this circus as fast as possible so he could finally go home. Meanwhile, Bakočević learned the hard way that showboating and clown antics aren't enough.
Got a choke on here now, and he's got the legs locked in. Now he's got the neck, there's the tap! It's a rear naked choke for Barrio! Bakočević submitted in the second!
It's exactly what he needed to do. As emotional as Bakočević became in this fight, Barrio was able to get his A game going, and it took him seconds to finish it.
Let's move from Eastern Europe to the battlefields of the real East, specifically to the Chinese promotion Road FC. This organization often grows future top fighters for the best promotions in the world. One of them could have been this guy. His name is Kwan, a knockout artist from South Korea, an extremely flamboyant fighter who loves hype even more than he loves fighting inside the cage. He craves the spotlight so much that he's willing to play with fire and poke the bear. Here, he decided to mess with Khabib.
동생이 가만히 있으면 동생입니까? 안 그래 하빈? 하빈! 빅토리! 하빈! 빅토리! 와우! 예! 사람들이 하빕 하빕 이러는데 하빕 누군가요? 저 호텔 직원들한테 물어볼게요. 하빕 누군지 아세요?
Может, Хабибу тоже интересно, кто он такой.
저는 관심이 없어가지고 아니 지금 로드 FC 뛰고 있는 여기 있는 사람들이 누군데요, 그 선수가?
얘기가 점점 길어지고 있는데 하빕 선수가 지금 여기 안 계신가요?
있으면 나오라 그래. 나와.
계신데.
여기 있으면 나와.
하빕 선수.
야 하빕 나와.
Если насчет меня ты не знаешь, объясните ему, что в мировом рейтинге я на первом месте нахожусь.
No surprise that before another fight, he decided to light the fire of confrontation again. In May 2019, the Korean fighter was entering his third title defense, and his opponent was Mansour Barnawi. Asolquan did everything he could to get under his opponent's skin, but judging by how hard he pushed it, he probably knew exactly what was going to happen in the cage. Barnawi started punishing him already in the first round for all the showboating and disrespect, feeding him French pastries stuffed with karma.
Assholes.
He's got Assholes.
Wobbly.
He's ragdolling him. Just absolutely
Oh!
and he's knocked him down. Look at those repetitive hooks to the face.
Like a professor from the Notre Dame Cathedral, Barnawi delivered a brutal masterclass on how you're supposed to treat your opponents.
Around the body of his opponent, and now into full mount. Assholes in trouble. He's looking.
Once he decided to end the lesson clearly and decisively, Barnawi put a full stop on the fight. Asolquan understood that lesson very well, and he still hasn't recovered, losing 3 fights in a row since. The moral: don't tease Khabib.
There it is! The $1 million submission.
That's it.
This discount Conor McGregor looked pathetic and unhealthy during the stare down, yet he gathered the last bits of energy for some posturing and playing to the crowd. Heading into his fight with Alexander Wiens, Dwarf strutted around like a German Conor McGregor, full of swagger and confidence. At the weigh-ins, he even had the audacity to press his fist against Wiens' head, clearly trying to get under the calm fighter's skin. Wiens, however, stayed cool and simply stepped back, refusing to let the cocky antics affect him. Dwarf didn't stop there as he pressed forward, trash-talking and trying to show who was boss. On fight night, Dwarf's cockiness came back to haunt him big time. Seconds into the fight, Wiens dropped Dwarf with a crisp right hand and then took him for a ride. Within moments, a lunging left hook and a perfectly timed head kick sent the once confident fighter tumbling to the canvas. The referee had no choice but to intervene and save him from further punishment.
Natürlich in dem Moment legal. In dem Moment, weil Adolf.
In the end, the fists were replaced with a handshake, as good guy Wiens helped Dwarf to his feet, showing respect while simultaneously proving a simple truth: arrogance and trash talk only get you so far. This guy was absolutely vibing with himself. He was flexing as much as he could and looked like he was about to dissolve into the music. No surprise, the guy is a professional actor. He turned his walkout into a full-on performance. But once the cage door closed, everything ended laughably fast. Well, just another example that everyone should stick to their craft. Actors definitely don't belong in the cage. Here we have another classic example of cocky behavior during the face-off. This guy, Ivan Baranchuk, was so fired up that he completely crossed the line.
It's going to be fireworks in the ring tomorrow night. Ivan the Beast Baranchuk, Too Pretty Montana Love.
There. I'm fucking him up, man. Straight up, I'm fucking him up.
This is Joe.
You hear me? No chin. He going straight out, man.
Guys, if you want to see the real fight, I will show you. Shut up. I will show you the real fight, and I will knock him out.
In the fight, he acted with the same ferocity.
Almost swings himself off his feet. I think the bell's gone to end the round. Low. Oh, he's caught by right hand there. Oh, he's caught him now, though. He caught him there, and he's gone. He's gone down. He's in big trouble, love. And Baranchuk.
But Montana quickly started showing both him and the audience the difference in levels.
The pace has suited him.
There again.
And one of the exchanges made this very clear. While one guy was wildly swinging his arms, trying to overwhelm his opponent with raw aggression, the other calmly landed a single clean hook and almost put him to sleep without even loading up. The brutal firefight continued into the second round.
Ever more vulnerable, but there's the left hand from Baranchuk. Good work to start the round.
With that
from Montana Love on the outside. Baranchik again.
Until the moment came for the culmination of the entire showdown. A razor-sharp uppercut with terrifying power, and his opponent hit the canvas. That's how you answer disrespect.
How is he going to get up? He's bravely back to his feet. Great stuff from Montana Love. Referees, yep, it's all over. Montana Love gets the biggest win of his career.
Let's stay in boxing, but raise the level of competition and move to more elite athletes. In front of you is a very exciting matchup between two world champions. Devin Haney and Regis Prograis met in December 2023 to fight for the WBC super lightweight title. Both fighters are far from calm and polite guys, so no one expected an aristocratic evening when they ended up in the same room together. The weigh-in and stare-down turned out to be incredibly electrifying and heated. Neither man wanted to back down even on stage face-to-face. They tried to burn each other with their stare for a long time, then outshouted and psychologically broke one another. Both delivered the required level of trash talk, but Regis completely lost control and couldn't calm down. Perhaps the veteran simply feared the new young star of the new generation. Haney was 9 years younger and clearly wasn't planning to show any respect in the ring. At first, both fighters acted carefully and cautiously. The first to break the silence was the young challenger. Regis occasionally lost his patience, but Haney carefully yet methodically outboxed the veteran.
Gonna be there all night. You can see that was part of the strategy right there. This is just beautiful power boxing by Devin Haney. Oh, he stung him again. Look at Devin Haney work. Opposite way after landing that right hand. I mean, it's just brilliant.
Regis came in fiery at the weigh-in, but it seems that's exactly where he left all his fire. Inside the ring, Haney was faster, sharper, and more active. The fight ended on the same note it started. After the final bell, both men buried the hatchet and touched gloves. But the outcome had been obvious from the start. Regis received a lesson in karma. Perhaps instead of yelling and insulting, he should have saved that energy for the fight.
WBC Super Lightweight Champion of the World.
In this sport, attitude can hype a fight, but it can also dig your grave. You can posture, you can shout, you can try to break someone with words, but the moment the bell rings, all that noise turns into silence. And in that silence, only skill, composure, and heart matter. Time and time again, we see the same lesson hit harder than any punch. Ego is a luxury no fighter can afford. The cage doesn't care about your swagger. It cares about what you can do when the lights go bright. So remember, confidence wins fights, but arrogance ends them.
Yeah, big right hand.